Ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. Here we have their women's class. Second race, side by side. Tell you what, another bunch in that. Who had the nudge on the outside. Good work as we get away. I think it might have been Mel to get through there. 180, so good work, Mel. So take them on in a fantastic style. So man, oh man, did she ever love that or what? So I go with the women's class here at the moment. So Mel getting the break on the competition at times. So our senior women's lineup here today, looking back in our program, of course, with our women's class. In fact, it's officially to show us the first class on the program today. So number 180 out there, 180 at the moment with Mel Patterson. Well, we saw the use of the joker lane in that previous race, and I tell you what, you can't do it on this opening lap. You can do it any time after this lap. So once this lap is completed, it's wide open, and as we've seen for my money, and I'm happy to be proved wrong, I think it's better used early in the race than it is later in the race, and we'll just get an idea of that maybe from a few other riders. Here we go, go girls, as we look out. Is that Hannah? Yes, it is. Well done to Hannah Powell. Hannah gets the start, leads him at the end of lap number 1. Hannah Powell to go. Letitia Alabaster up there to second place at the moment. So Letitia in her charge back in there for a second place, looking out for Mel back in third. She's got the big 180 on the back of her riding shirt at the moment. Mel Patterson out there. Out of Road to Vegas on the Patterson O'Connor motorcycles, MPS suspension, Fly, Garney, Leott, Bridgestone, Alabaster Contracting. So nice work, Alabaster Contracting. Of course, also going to be a sponsor for the women's class at Woodville. Coming up in 4 weeks' time for the FIM Oceania Women's Cup. So there they go, looking at side by side. Letitia trying to get around the outside, side by side with Hannah Powell. So good work. Letitia's got it. There she is, Letitia Alabaster stealing the show on the big 881. The lady from Rotorua for Patterson O'Connor Motorcycles, MPS, Fly, Garney, Bridgestone, Rock Oil, and Alabaster Contracting, of course, the family business back home in Tararua. So Letitia Alabaster goes on to take the lead ahead of Hannah from Mel Patterson back in third place. These are all 3 Supergirls that have been selected in the New Zealand team for that up-and-coming Oceania Challenge. So we're in very good hands when you've got ladies of this calibre in our moto lineup. So go the girl power out there at the moment. Letitia, Hannah and Mel. Well, massive lineup of work to be done here at the end of the day as the club cleans up. I tell you what, after all what's gone on with this track, how they've made a recovery to the track that it is today is nothing short of a miracle. But they'll have some work to do a little bit later as well. There we go, there it is, 180 all the way. So it's Mel out there. What had happened? Where's that one? Joker lane, of course. And another fact that shows is Letitia, my apologies. So where are we? Letitia met there. So there you go. So Mel's taken an opportunity to use it, so that makes a difference in there. So we take a definite interest in what's gone on. So well done. The Joker lane's coming up. Good work. Yeah, thank you, Lappy. Thank you very, very much. Thank Team Honda for an opportunity for some refreshments today. So certainly feeling the heat of this day, that is for sure. So there you go. Keep our eyes on that Joker lane over there again. Letitia comfortably in front, and then we looked out for Hannah Mel, so Hannah has not used it. Well, with all of the beautiful weather that we've had today, certainly the mudded conditions have certainly changed 100% from far too wet to a little too dry. So don't think we should worry anything about that, because there's still plenty of good moisture to draw out of the track that time. Here we go with Letitia, the 881 ahead of her Patterson O'Connor teammate, and Mel Patterson down here, 180. 881 from 181, two-stroke versus four-stroke in there. A lightweight Letitia prefers a little two-stroke moto, and Mel preferring the four-stroke. There is Hannah to go past on that 35, so Hannah Powell to use that next place. So good work from Hannah. Hannah Powell well and truly in control for that third place at the moment. Those three ladies leaving the field behind them in this WEC Whakatane Electrical supported Coastline Electric New Zealand women's class, so effectively over 16 years of age. Here we go, keen to take a note of those other places as well. So Letitia, Mel, Hannah go to Ella Burns again from Brooke Daly, Danielle Cannon, Brianna Hughes, along with Taylor Josephs, Jalila Mazaros and Shannon McEwen. That's the order for our super ladies here today. A few of those ladies that have actually not been a rep in the racing, so not quite sure where we're up to with Meg or the other Mel out there, but that's what you get in the draw as well. Where are we going? When are we going to see Hannah use it? That's the question. I don't think we've seen that at the moment, so keen just to keep an eye on that update. So certainly Letitia out there with, although in saying how close that Hannah is, maybe she has. My apologies, just didn't see it all. Oh no, here we go. See, using it now, cutting through, there you have it. So in fact, she's just used it the first time, so she's moved in front of Mel, and there's Letitia, who I'm pretty sure has used it in front of us. So there we go, here we are. I think that's the order. So Hannah has used the choker lane, used it to her advantage, used it reasonably early, probably about midpoint during the race. So I got a little bit of an update there, Brad. I think that's going to be to her plus. So keep an eye on those three ladies. Have they all used it yet? Let's find out.
Yeah, I believe so. They've all got pretty good lap times in those 140s, and the normal standing lap around here for these girls has been about a 2 minutes. So I think those three have all used it. We're going to go 4.9 seconds, the gap between Letitia and Hannah. So all going to get excited here. 2 minutes remaining on the clock, and then we're going to get the white flag coming out the final. Women's moto, 2 wins so far today for Letitia. We've had a third and a second for Hannah. So Letitia doing everything she needs to do to try and bring home some summer cross glory out here, managing this race beautifully. But Hannah and Mel have been second and third all day, so some spectacular racing. We've got the update. Well done, Ella Byrne. She's had a fourth place in race number 2. She's getting stronger and stronger as this race day unfolds. That's wonderful on the Sargent Motorcycles Blue Crew Yamaha, and good to see her top 4. Brooke Daly's there in 5th place with Danielle Cannon. 6th, 7th place for Shannon McEwen. Taylor Josephs will be into 8th place now. Brianna Hughes and Jalala Mazaros will be rounding out our top 10 as some more of those joke lanes getting used, Neil. So not over at all. Some of the girls waiting to the right at the back end of this moto before we see that joker lane. So a little bit of excitement here at the Summer Cross.
Yeah, 2 girls here at the moment. I think one of those was the 43 out here. Look out them for, there we go, Brianna. So Brianna, in fact, had used it. So checking on Brianna as she went past. Brianna picks up that another lap, Brianna Hughes, and she's got Jalila there with her, and they're both showing that they've gone past Shannon simply because I think they've been able to use the joker lane. Doing it later in the moto, but getting away with it nicely. But here we go with Letitia, and another top ride for this Rotorua campaigner. Loving still that little 125. So great to see the way she rides it. The SX 125 of Patterson O'Connor, along with the MPS, stands for Mark Patterson Suspension. MPS Suspension is Mark has been a suspension guru for a long time. Doesn't sort of do as much as some of the others by running stalls or pushing out for events or anything, but he's a suspension guru, has worked in the workshop at Patterson's for a long time. Effectively, Patterson O'Connor is Patterson brothers with Brian and Mark. They both were New Zealand champions, of course, and then Fred O'Connor was partner between them. So effectively 3 that formed the partnership, and with what Brian's been able to do in the sales and Mark's been able to do in the workshop. They've been an accomplished business for sure. So well done, MPS, Mark Patterson Suspension. Guru suspension specialist out of Road Vegas. I see finally that the old Patterson O'Connor shop has been bulldozed and is no more along Tenai Road out of Rotorua. So the shop there for a long time before they moved around to Margarita Street, which is just off the bypass into town. So the end of an era with the old shop. And I remember Brian Patterson saying, I went called in there once when I was on a holiday in Rotorua, and he said, oh, this old shop's got to go, they've got to move on. And he showed us some of the frailties of the old wooden building. And I tell you what, there was more rot in it than there is in Parliament. So certainly something that was due to go. And now that it has gone, maybe a moment's silence or maybe a blessing, whatever it is. The new beginnings for Patterson O'Connor and their beautiful shop on Margarita Street in Road Vegas.
All right, not long to go now. The clock has expired. So when Letitia Alabaster comes around the final couple of corners here, the white flag will come out. There's going to be one lap to go. And a star-studded women's lineup. Letitia's really turned up to play today, a former New Zealand women's champion. And now here, grabbing the white flag, so one lap to go. She's really turned it on today. One race, won in emphatic style. Come out and had a good race too. Took 2 from 2. And online here for 3 out of 3, Hannah Powell in second place on the City Honda machine. A good show here from Hannah. Has not had a lot of time on the bike, so for her to be turning up to the Summer Cross on 2 wheels, building nicely. I think that's a wonderful show for the team there. And then we go back to Mel Patterson, the second of those Patterson O'Connor race team girls, out there in 3rd place. So that's been 1, 2, 3 all day. It's been a surprise for Ella Burns. She'll be absolutely elated to be up into 4th place. So brilliant stuff on the Sargent Motorcycles Blue Crew Yamaha for Ella. Brooke Daly still there in 5th place, but work on her hands. Danielle Canham's in there in 6th place. Taylor Joseph's ahead of Jalala Mazaros, and then go Shannon McEwen and Brianna Hughes, who have had some good battles here all day long on this track. Started to cut up nicely, which means we're going to have some spectacular motos. That Joker Lane's already dished up a few bits of excitement. So coming up next, MX3 is on the line. That star-studded lineup, 35 entries. So looking out for that one. And then we've got our MX2 Youth and MX1 to finish it off. We've got plenty more action in store. Do not go anywhere, folks. The Summer Cross for the 51st running here at Awakaponga is still set to see the best of it as Letitia flying down that back straight. Hannah's at the top end of Raymar Road. And the fans have been really treated here to some wonderful women's motocross. And thank you to the team at WMX and Coastline Electrical for our women's over 16 years. So motorcycling New Zealand rules, we can have women at 15 or older going to the Nationals, and that's what we're going to do for 4 rounds this summer. So 4 rounds of our New Zealand Women's Motocross Championship, and that'll kick off in the first weekend of February in Rotorua, round 1 of our Yamaha Senior Motocross Nationals. But here it is, a bit of excitement here. The checkered flag's going to wave. 3 out of 3, undisputed champion of women's motocross here at the Summer Cross. Well done to Letitia Alabaster. And it is going to feel mighty good heading into the new year, and one of our teams selected to take on Australia in the FIM Oceania Challenge Cup. Here is Hannah Powell, another one of those team members. She'll be loving that. Great little build up towards her summer of New Zealand motocross. So Hannah Powell comes home for another 2nd place. And then we're looking out for 3rd place into the stadium, which will be the 180 of Mel Patterson. So here we go with a few little bits of women's motocross. Shout out to Ella Burns, who will be out there in 4th place. Still got a little bit of work to do, but coming home strong. And Brooke Daly and Danielle Canham. Still that battle, which will be 5th and 6th place on the racetrack. So that's our women's wrapped up. Well done, our champion for the day, Letitia Alabaster, absolutely scintillating. And we'll be crossing now down on the line. Next is our MX3 with that massive field of entries. And can anyone touch Fletcher? He was brilliant in race 1 and race 2. Let's go and check it out next.